Hey and welcome to Neverwinter the Oregon. So, Cryptic Studios have introduced into the Zen store a pack with, I guess, 5 new companions. The Companions of the Hall. So these are from the Legends of Drizzt up in Icewind Dale. You have those books where you could read their famous D&D books. And you can purchase this bundle which has all of those companions. And you can buy them as literal companions. Now, I personally haven't read the books, and I only know of 4 of the characters, and ironically, I've been playing the Dark Alliance, and those 4 characters are the main playable characters within that game. You have Drizzt, Wulfgar, Bruenor, and Catti-brie, and in this pack you also have Regis. So it's going to cost you 5,000 Zen, and you can get 5 account-wide companions. As for whether it's worth it or not, I cannot tell right now. I intend over the days to get my hands on these companions, and I'll get them all tested out for you guys and see if anyone's outperforming any other. And generally these companions don't get too heavily adjusted, but we shall see. We know Xuna is really good, and she's always been really good, even though sometimes she's been game-breakingly good. They have reduced her down a bit, but she's never been like the bottom of the pile. She's always been up top there as pretty good, at least for the time I've had her. Now, looking in the Companions tab, you can also purchase the bundle here. So if you do intend to spend the Zen, be sure to go Invoke and just get the coupon for the 30% off, and you'll reduce this price by a decent chunk. For some reason or another, you can purchase Bruenor himself just individually there, but the rest of them don't seem to be available here at all. Only be able to get them through the pack. So without purchasing the pack itself, we can still go and look over the companions. We have Drizzt here, and he seems to be just an entirely offensive companion with Stab the Way, increasing outgoing damage from allies by 3%. So he's going to potentially buff up everybody in his party. He also has the enhancement power of increasing your critical severity, and also having the offensive power of increasing your crit chance and crit severity. Now all of these companions have the benefit of increasing these stats by 25% for every other companion of the hall you have. Meaning if you have all 5 of these, supposedly you'd get 100% benefit of these stats, effectively doubling them. Not exactly sure how it's going to work. We're going to have to test it out. Then we have Wulfgar. He again seems to be a pretty offensive companion. He's also going to be able to increase the action point gain for allies by 3%. So he seems to be another offensive buffing companion. He then has armor break and also has his offensive power, where you will gain your combat advantage and your accuracy. Again, this being doubled when you have all of these companions slotted, 25% per companion. Then we have Bruenor, he being more of a defensive companion. Looking at his stats and powers, we can see that he'll reduce the incoming damage to allies by 3%. He also has the benefit of fortification, increasing your defense at a chance, and the defensive power of increasing your awareness and defense. And again, the same effect of increasing this according to how many of these companions you have slotted. Then we have Catti-brie. She's more of a utility companion, increasing everybody's movement speed by 3%. Then also with the enhancement power of Master of the Craft, increasing your forte, and the utility power of increasing your movement speed and your control resistance. And again, this being able to be increased. Then we have our Regis, who is more of a defensive companion. He has the ability to increase your recharge speed, so I guess this is going to help more utility with regards to all classes, except perhaps divinity users. Then we have our counter attack enhancement power, increasing your deflect at a chance, and also their defensive power of deflect chance and deflect severity. And then this being able to get doubled. So looking at all of these companions, we can see that they're potentially going to be best in slot for literally everybody. The reason being is because when we use this ability to double the stats, that's effectively making it so that you have the same amount of offensive stats as you normally would. However, it will be crit chance and crit severity, And also when we look down here at Wolfgar, we can see it will be combat advantage and accuracy, and all of these will be doubled. So normally they will give 3.75%, so this will be buffed to 7.5% combat advantage, 7.5% accuracy, 7.5% crit chance, and 7.5% crit severity. However, with having 5 slots, we won't gain the actual benefit of a 5th offensive stat, because Cadabri only gives move speed and control resistance, Regis gives 2 defensive, and Bruna gives 2 defensive. So they are questionably useful to run. They will of course give you the most statistics in terms of percentages of survivability and offense, along with some utility. It is Cadabri that brings down the whole group of not having either offensive or defensive, and thus it makes it questionable to actually run this whole set of companions. However, you can always just run 2 of them. For example, on DPS you could run Drist and Wolfgar, and you'll still obtain more offensive stats than just 2 other slots. For example, you would gain just over 4.5% maximum of both of those offensive statistics from both of those companions, rather than just the standard total of 7.5. You would now gain nearly a total of 9%, and the same goes with the defensive. Also to note, in the supplies section we have the legendary bonus insignia pack, where you have a chance of obtaining legendary, epic or rare insignias, and each pack will obtain 3 of those chances. Personally, I wouldn't gamble on it, and they've thrown even a bigger gamble aspect of obtaining now a limited time legendary mount, and none of these are going to be account wide except for the armored griffin, it seems. And the way legendary mounts at this point have gotten pretty cheap. I'm not sure why you would open this pack. Maybe if you have the Zen lying around, but you really are going to need 150 legendary insignias, at least that value in powder dust, to get your 15 mythic insignias from mod 21. So maybe you could take advantage of that if you just have tons of Zen lying around and obtain, I guess, randomly some legendary mounts while you're at it. So unfortunately that's going to be everything. Just this new Companions of the Hall bundle available, along with those legendary insignia packs dropping legendary mounts now for a limited time. If you're a big fan of the Shadow Drake, you can also get it here readily available. But other than that, that's going to be everything for this video. I intend to go and check out the Hardcore and Voss. Apparently now the drop rates have been adjusted to actually drop those reagents, so we could get our hands on those rings. So I hope that presented as well. If I did, consider leaving the video a like, and if you're new around here, consider subscribing. I'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.